So many people want to see the house specific due to the heritage. And yes, it's a unique blend of Bengali and French. We should not say Indian and French because every region is different.
Less than 50 kilometers away from Kolkata, on the western bank of the Hooghly River, stands a town. A century ago, this town was called Forashdanga, which literally means where the French live. Welcome to former French colony Chandannagar. After India gained independence in 1947, a plebiscite was held here which found that 97% of Chandannagar's residents wished to become part of India. In 1951, Chandannagar became officially a part of India.
Not to say not any house is the same like the other, but in very old houses like this one, you do see the, impacts of the French influence. In fact, this house, French architects came. They
Belgian
came.
Roman.
Yes, they came. And even the upstairs, but we can't show because we are doing all type of repair works, the upstairs walls, the frescoes are exactly like the palace of Fontainebleau of Napoleon Bonaparte. So you see, many people, yes, so many people want to see the house specific due to the heritage. And yes, it's a unique blend of Bengali and French. We should not say Indian and French because every region is different. If you, for example, go to Pondicherry, you see a different blend of Tamil and French. It's again completely different from here. So it's never Indo-French, it's Bengali-French, Tamil, French, etc.
Neline Mondal came to Chandernagore in 1989 from Belgium on an UNESCO project, fell in love with this place and married a local man. Today, Neline is an unofficial guard of Bengali-French aristocratic Bonedi culture in the area.
Actually, it is very special because in Bonedi, we are the ancestral house of Durga. Our house is the house of Durga. And of course, it's the whole year. Just during Puja, she comes. That is the significance of Bonedi, that we are the whole year through every year the house of Durga. And of course, we have many restrictions related to that. Like this house, you can say is like a half temple. So there are many customs and obligations, which of course are generally not in every house. And because it's not, we are afterwards her ancestral house. And yes, it is very special. It's something very rare. I mean, for other countries, it's difficult to conceive that a house can be, the house of a god, the ancestral house of a god. It's very difficult to conceive. For us, she's the dog coming home. So she's very adorable. And yes, it's hard to conceive that a god can be seen as someone, the adorable daughter. Durga, of course, is already declared under UNESCO as a heritage. But I think it should include all the Bonedi houses everywhere. And by the way, not only Durga, what about Jagarathi?
Unlike the other parts of Bengal where the public celebration of Durga Puja known as Barowari Puja is considered to be the biggest festival, Chandannagar hardly celebrates it.
So I have to say that this neighborhood, for example, was like a second Ozimganj. It was full of very old big houses and each house had Durga Puja. So the impact is maybe some bit due to Jagarathi too, for the Barwari, not for the Bonedi. Like for example, Barwari Puja, public Puja will not be made so gorgeous for Durga because we know Jagarathi is coming up. As for the Bonedi Bari, I think more it's the fact of so many old houses stopping Puja and now more existing. Some pockets, like in Chinsura, for example, behind Adibari, there's a full neighborhood. And they have so many houses close, nearby in one group, and each has their puja, different form of Durga Puja. So such pockets are still existing. Gondadbar also was such a pocket. And not like in Chinsura, the Shiva formation, but this formation. Roy. There were so many of these houses in one neighborhood.
However, these houses are old and maintenance is expensive.
Who we call Noni, he's, for all time, I've had a very, very good relation with him. And when I saw him, of course, I immediately put him the question. In fact, I especially went to ask him. He said, absolutely not. His house is not for sale. Absolutely not. It's a false propaganda by a promoter. It is simply a trick. It's a kind of a pressure tactic to use the false information that his house is being sold. There is no way that it is being sold. And if he changes his mind any time about it, I will be the person to be informed. He will inform no one else. He's very specifically told me that he will inform me if in any case he does sell his house due to ill health or for any other reason. And I will see to it that it goes into the hands of someone who actually will destroy it and use it for heritage purpose. There is no way that Mondal Abash is ever going to run another fiber flat complex. Absolutely not.
Currently, she's busy with preparations for Durga Puja at her home. The artisans who make the idol in her house do it through generations.
But actually, when he started his professional life as a Kumar, it was still French Chandannagar. That's quite amazing if you think about it. I mean, it was still French, a French town with the French people or the French administration when this person, the old Kumar, actually started his career as an idol maker. It's quite amazing. If you think about it, it's like, wow. So many more years to him, hopefully. And, well, my husband already told you everything, isn't it? About 1825, how it started and all these things about the fruits hanging, no doubt. He already told you a lot of things, that there's a lot of Bordeaux, but a Buddhist influence in this puja because they were originally Buddhists.
The beloved Neline of Chandannagar is not very happy about the government's endeavours to protect these heritage buildings. However, she has applauded the power of mass media for making people aware of their heritage.
So one side, I do consider that afterward it's still well-developing, but still developing country. So where you still have a lot of poverty and slums and not everyone is getting the proper food. I do understand that in a still very developing country, the priorities might be a bit different compared to a relatively rich country. But still, it's the public conception that is necessary. It is possible to save these houses simply by the public being more proactive. And also the government is like, well, I shouldn't say too much about it, but it's not always very active where it matters. It depends person to person, very. I mean, you have some political people are doing the good job, and you have some other political people who are not at all doing their job. So it person to person varies. But I think that you cannot only depend on the government. You also must have the public being aware, being strong, being willing to act. And for that, the medias have a very strong purpose. Like in the past, people didn't know what heritage is. Now, even in Showala, I can tell you what is heritage. So the public awareness, the use of the media by people who want to aware others, it is very important. Not only the government, it comes from the base too. There's something called grassroots. Yes, it's very necessary. That's what I've been doing. And not only I alone. I mean, 30, when I started on Facebook, people about Chandannagar just were about pictures of your strand, nothing else. Nowadays, the public, you see, always puts very important, interesting questions, knowledgeable questions, historical questions, and in all else, not just the strand about Chandannagar in and out. The public knows much more than it used to be. So media has what? And I hope that it will help in a way.